Good evening guys, Sporhacker here, and today's video is sponsored by Nalgene, an American co-op, recreational co-op for equipment and tents, bags, drill supplies. It's a USA brand since 1938, and this water bottle with the metrics on it in both liters and Oz for the Americans are written on the back. It's a really sturdy water bottle that you could easily take with you on a hike or in a car, and you can even wash it in your washing machine without problem. And it's a really good water bottle. I always carry it with me once I go to work, and it also keeps me hydrated during a workout or after a run. But that's all. That's today's sponsor. Now I'm going to get a drink before we go to the video. Much better. Because today we're going to review another tale from the past, known as the epic collection of the Fantastic Four, the coming of Galactus, and also the first appearance of this guy, the Silver Surfer, which has a pretty interesting story arc. And one of the characters I didn't like back in the first Fantastic Four epic collection volume, Namor the Submariner, actually redeems himself. So see here, this is the front with the big guy, Galactus. Silver Surfer is Harold on the right, and here are the Fantastic Four. Johnny Storm on the left, Sue, Invisible Girl, next to him. Over there is Mr. Fantastic, of course, Reed Richards, and Ben Grimm, the Thing, as they run away from the destruction caused by Galactus, who is trying to consume the planet. When we go to the back, it is the back cover. You see the Thing lying around here. Galactus has arrived. If the Fantastic Four can't stop, then Earth will be devoured. Yeah, because Galactus needs to consume planets with to sustain himself. Otherwise, he'll die. And over the years, he goes through some heralds. The first one was a Silver Surfer. The next one was Darax, and eventually one of the love interests of Johnny Storm also becomes this herald. Pretty interesting character. And this is the first volume that went from 1964 to 1966. It collects Fantastic Four 33 to 51 and Annual 3. So let's get into it. The first one is here's the inside cover. Coming of Galactus, Volume 3. I'm not going to tell you who has written it, etc., because we already know that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby did. Summing up, and here they find side by this is one of the first issues where they fight actually side by side and not against the Submariner, which is pretty interesting. As you can see, the art is it opens up with were they doing an operation or something deep in the ocean. And something must have drained it to its surface. Then they go then they check it out, and suddenly, something's climbing out of it, and this a female, practical love interest of Namor the Submariner. Her name is Lady Dorma. I know exactly if she's a love interest, a heroine or a villain, anti-heroine. I don't know. So this is her first appearance, and I don't know enough about it to have a good opinion about it, but the art is nice, really simplistic, pretty typical for that era. And she has come for Fantastic Four to help, and he wants her aid because otherwise the Submariner will die. So we go into the next page. What has happened is what happened to her, to Atlantis, is to the Atlanteans, to his people, and there's prophecy going on where where the Submariner will die. And this guy, this is his one of his arch nemesis, Atuma. He will wear the crown. He thinks he's the man from the prophecy who will kill the Submariner. Don't know if it's true, if he will ever succeed. No idea. But in this issue, you actually see her truly caring about Namor. At least trying to. But yeah. She says, do not expose yourself to Atuma's arms or you will perish. And he says, Namor, who's obviously the warrior king, he wants to protect his people. So let's go into territory. The Fantastic Four eventually comes to the rescue, and they'll go into the deep sea and to the Atlanteans, to his people, and they are starting to fight and they try to blow the Fantastic Four up, but prepared for battle, and yeah. They get outnumbered. Eventually, Atuma is confident he will win, but yeah. Eventually, going back to this part, they're going back to back, and here you see one of the better things. The thing clobbering a few Atlanteans machines, and yeah, this one will. It always goes off. This is the best part. In this part, I think Namor. I didn't like the love triangle that was going on, but in this arc, he truly redeemed himself. Look at him. They're both going at each other in a fight to the death. Maybe things could have been better stretched out, just like. But yeah, that's also because I read seinen mangakas that in 2 panels or something, or in a double splash. I don't know. So yeah, what the terminology is, because I'm new. But yeah, maybe it could have caused for more spectacle, but for the pacing, I understand why they did it. Don't get me wrong. And of course, here they are, still fighting at each other, and yeah, Atuma still thinks he can win, but yeah, eventually, this is one of the best panels I've seen. This is where he redeemed himself, in my eyes. He basically throws Atuma with a throw that kind of reminds me of Yudo, but I'm not completely sure if it's Yudo or not. And yeah, pretty good first start to a great issue. And yeah, there's a splash of Namor. Real Namor the First, Prince of Atlantis, Emperor of the Deep, Lord of the Seven Seas, and Supreme Commander of the Undersea Legions. It's basically the Marvel equivalent of Aquaman. And yeah, House divided. Ben Grimm kind of starting to adapt himself to be that he will never be a real human again. There's a guy. Here's a lesson about money and how money could buy a lot of things. This one guy has everything, but in fact, the lesson what you learn from this, and that's probably one of the parts that count when his biological son got lost. Here it is. Saved, and he said, but he still lost his kid. Lost his kid, and yeah, eventually he learns that money could buy. Yes, even with all the money in the world, you can buy one thing: love and a family. A really strong arc, I must say. Really well thought out. Plenty on the campus. This looks like a nihilist, but I'm not sure. Go back to and you have to deal with the Dragon Man. This Diablo, of course, who wants to use him to take out the Fantastic Four. Let's go into battle against each other, and yeah. And here's the attack of the Frightful Four, basically their counterparts, with Medusa as well. They try to turn them against each other, or to take over their minds. This Madame Medusa. She first starts out as a villain, but later she becomes more of a heroine / anti-heroine, I think. Get her own costumes. It's pretty interesting how the art works, how the arc is. This Alicia, Ben Grimm's The Thing's love interest. She gets a better part later on. I can tell you that. So see, once again, great artwork, great story writing, nice flow to it as well. I'm kind of sprang through it. Behold the distant star. Yeah, it's another good arc featuring the scrolls, featuring a prince and a princess try to run from the wrath of the king of the scrolls, flying through space. And he's desperate to conquer Earth, but by whom shall not be told. But yeah, he actually wanted for treason. And the King of the Scrolls actually didn't want this to happen, despite the fact that he was this guy. This one to print. This one. And Anelia, he loves she loves Morad. That's the guy's name. It's a pretty nice design for a scroll, I'll say. So yeah, eventually the king says no, because the reason why give a little bit of a backstory, where what he actually did is they fire at him to kill him, or I don't know if they kill him or not, because nobody truly dies, unfortunately. Let's be grateful to an early. Her force field actually protected his daughter from Anella from the blast that could otherwise killed her. And there is one boon that they could grant is responsible for the death. That was responsible for the death of a prisoner 20 years ago. It was Invisible Girls. It was the father of Invisible Girl. The king, of course, keeps his promise that he won't. For now, they won't hurt Earth, won't conquer Earth, and the debt is paid. So that's how it took. And defeated by this is where the 5-4 defeats the Fantastic Four for the first time. It's the wizard. Or Wingless Wizard, Sandman, and another guy. I don't know if they called it Trickster or something else. They're with names. It's ready for first beaten for the first time, and pretty interesting. Fine man. Yeah, of course, Doctor Doom gets hypnotized or not, and he goes after the Fantastic Four, and it's the first time they have to this is Daredevil, of course, scientist, and so he realizes what I realize here, what happens in this story is that the Fantastic Four lost their power, so Doom is now is aware of it, and Daredevil, it's now up to Daredevil to save him. Eventually he realizes that. That's pretty good, yeah. Pretty good arc that he finally realizes, and when he does, it's up to Daredevil to actually protect him. And now they have to battle him at the Baxter building. Of course, Daredevil is for a guy without sight, he's a pretty good marksman. Because his sense has been levitated to superhuman levels, despite losing his sight due to the chemicals in his body. And he tries to fight Doctor Doom, but yeah, Doctor Doom has his suit, and he's not a bad fighter either. So yeah, also with a scientific genius. So yeah, it's logical that he kind of loses to him, even in his violent state. And yeah, the thing goes. He doesn't hold back at this point. And yeah, eventually hurts his pride by that's what's happened here. He's gonna get his clobber in time, but what he does eventually is he doesn't hold back, and he kind of hurt the ruler of Latveria's pride, because he literally destroys his hand. He crushes his hand under pressure of his fist. Yeah, eventually the thing quits the Fantastic Four for a while and gets mind wiped by the 504, or at least by the wizard, by Diablo, the wizard, and the wizard might say Sandman eventually try to mind wipe the Fantastic Ben Grimm, but yeah, they succeed at it, and yeah, eventually certain level of things, part of his personality, are suddenly changed drastically. So yeah, Sandman tries to kill him, doesn't work. What do you expect? Yeah, the Thing's personality is totally changed. Yeah, he eventually wants to take him on for himself. So yeah. Yeah, of course, it was tried with Johnny Storm. I don't think they succeeded enough. I think they kind of tricked him. Of course, yeah, nice artwork, nice action scenes. More than this. Yeah. The torch is too fast. But yeah. His torch is eventually brainwashed as well, so it goes on for a while for they try to brainwash one thing, they'll escape. They escape, so yeah. It's Medusa again. And yeah. Pretty good artwork, pretty good story writing. And yeah. Eventually they break free from the control. The Human Torch kind of tricked them. Eventually, Ben Grimm kind of regrets what he has done. And yeah, he hopes that one day they'll come to his wedding as well. Pretty interesting. Yeah, just the Baxter building again. It's when the wedding takes place between Sue and Reed Richards. And yeah, suddenly the puppet master. Eventually, all the villains come kind of join the party. Over here is Doctor Doom, Puppet Master, and here's yeah, of course, one of the heroes, Tony Stark, playboy, multimillionaire, billionaire. My bad, millionaire is the Dutch equivalent. And yeah, here's Ben Grimm, Puppet Master, and yeah, the Red Ghost. It's a communist villain with his own army of apes, of dozen of these primates. And this mole man, suddenly he wants to be here as well. This Professor Xavier. Yeah, I love how it goes. Pretty interesting how he did it. And now they all try to kill him. The Fantastic Four, at least ruin the wedding. And Doctor Strange comes to the party. It's a real feast of consequences, I must say. And yeah, here's Doctor Doom, the Mandarin. Did not expect him here. Actually, I did. Thor comes. And yeah, of course, some villains have been forgotten. Yeah, the Super Skrull, of course. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Daredevil is Thor is here, trying to hold him off. Daredevil is joining the party. Captain America, the true Captain America, not the one you see right now. Yeah, Enchantress, Executioner as well. Iron Man joins the party because yep. And Hawkeye, so this Mr. Hyde. Hawkeye stops him in his tracks. Executioner. It's the Mandarin. Not the one in the movies, because the one in the movies was a joke. No offense. This the Man Thinker and the android. I think this is Iceman, but I'm not sure. Just before they get washed him. Yeah. And of course, Atuma joins the party. And the Watcher also joins the party, and eventually they have to get a certain apparatus to try to save the day. And eventually they succeed. And the wedding continues, and they're pronounced, Reed and Sue are now pronounced man and wife. See, this is the Fantastic Four that I like. It's there's some life lessons in it, and you also have some really good character development and story writing. During this time, and the beginning of the 80s, that was supreme. And this Gorgon, one of the Inhumans, I think, also was Inhuman supremacist, as I call it, because he thinks that humans and Inhumans cannot coexist, similar to Magneto a bit. I think that mutants and humans cannot coexist. But here goes Medusa, of course, and Johnny Storm going against the Dragon, the Dragon Man. Try to beat him down. Tell him not to follow, and and this is also the first appearance of the Inhumans. Not the first appearance, because Medusa was earlier. And here they go, try to fight him. And Johnny wants to see his love interest. Yeah, here so. Let's get to her, and her name's Crystal. She also has Inhuman power abilities. She's one of the Inhumans, so yeah, pretty interesting. And Gorgon is of course Crystal is the sister of Medusa. These are the true Inhumans, not the TV show or movie, whatever that was. I hardly remember it. If it was a movie or something else, that's how indifferent I am to the current Monday Marvel. And of course, Black Bolt. This first appearance of Black Bolt. He doesn't talk, but underestimating him is a costly mistake. Try to fight him, etc. The Seeker, of course, jumps in the water. The Dragon Man is getting treatment. This Lockjaw, the Bulldog, which travels in between dimensions, I think. He has his own set of abilities. Pretty interesting. It's not my favorite character, but he has his uses. I get why. This Triton, and of course this Triton, stuck in a water bowl. This is only Inhumans. Not only free, but actually he wants to rule them all. Fight each other for a bit, and beware the hidden hand. That's the next issue. Eventually, they have to save Triton from from dying. And what's next? This Maximus the Magnificent. But the best part comes. Actually, let's counter this first. Of course, best part Black Bolt takes his throne back. Well, I should have gone to the best part first. Silver Surfer. Fly on through space and time. Eventually, the Watcher tries to warn him, but it's too late. He tries to hide the Earth from Galactus, but dun, 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 he is here. And here's one of the best parts as well. Is here you see two aspects of on the astronomical plane. The Watcher says that you cannot destroy a planet with intelligent life. Galactus doesn't care. It's pretty much kind of reminiscent of the Decepticons versus the Autobots, where they have to where the Autobots don't want to consume a planet where intelligent life is with energon, but the Decepticons don't care. They just want to gather the energon without taking into account that intelligent life will be destroyed. Same thing with Galactus. He just needs to eat to survive. And they try to hit him. Doesn't work. Try to hit him. This Alicia is one of the best parts. Here the Silver Surfer falls from his board. Falls through the window and lands in the atelier of Alicia. Here comes one of the best parts. One of the best developments is Silver Surfer. She figures out that he is he experienced the first time he experienced human emotions, etc. And he says I have no choice. I must claim this planet for Galactus so that he could survive. But eventually he learns human compassion and realizes that it might be worth saving. He finally learns his heart grows twice the size that day, and you see him having doubts, questioning his allegiances, and eventually must hope he serves Galactus, but in the end it kind of goes through there's a change of heart, and see here eye to eye, it's unthinkable, but see the best part is that Alicia teaches him about compassion, and he goes forth, and his first time is Harold rebels against him, and he tries to fight him. It's an interesting story, even though I also like that Alicia is the one that actually brought him back to his sense, or at least learned him new things. You see here, he's not a heartless monster. But, there it goes. This Force Stanley. I think that's one of the professors at that university where he goes, where Johnny Storm goes. So one of the scientists tried to help him out. Eventually he switches bodies with Ben Grimm, and eventually he sacrifices himself. He never realized that Richards was so selfless. Eventually he learned the valuable lesson that he shouldn't have, that everything he did, he couldn't blame Reed Richards about him for all these things, but only himself. And eventually Ben Grimm is back after he realized that the one who stole his body sacrificed himself for the good of humanity. Like he says right here, it's one of the best parts. His little friend will never know what monstrous things he had done in the past or what monstrous plans he had made. But one thing is certain, this is the best part, he paid the full price, and he paid it like a man. He corrected his mistake by giving it all, so humanity could survive. And that's about it. It's a long review, about 30 minutes, and also with a little advertisement for Nalgene and for the Ray Corporation. But I must say, few things. Namor redeemed himself. You finally see what the Inhumans look like. We have seen the wedding. We've seen the Herald of Galactus rebelling against him for the first time, and it was woman Alicia Ben Grimm's love interest that pushed him over the edge. So yeah, I must say, excellent volume. It flew better with me, and yeah, Namor actually was acting like a warrior king for a change, and yeah, saw the first appearance of the Silver Surfer, and yeah, the 504. I'll say this is a good volume. The third volume might be my favorite one. I'm currently reading the 7th one. I will get the second one in the library. But yeah, for this volume, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It flows a lot better than the previous, than the first one, and yeah, Namor doesn't act like a lovesick person again. So yeah, he's actually acting like a warrior. So yeah, this is my review. My name is Spoorhacker. Spoorhacker out. See you in the next review. Adios.